So what's up, guys? This is our podcast, Quiet on Set. My name is Greg.
My name is Jay.
And we're going to be talking about movies and stuff.
We're going to be talking about our own experiences and getting into the modern day of the movies.
Cool. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, are we, what's going on? Is this thing on? Hello? Are we recording? What's up, guys? Welcome to our first podcast.
It's the inaugural episode.
Roll the inaugural music.
Wow,
we don't have music yet. So thanks for tuning in, Mom and Dad. It's probably the only people who are going to watch this.
And sister, probably not sister, but
your sister, whatever.
Right.
We just So we're
I'm gonna listen to it a few times. So hi, myself.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hope you're having a good day. So this has been a work in progress getting here.
A few months of work.
Even just today, I just feel like today has just been such a day.
You had a rough day, Greg.
I was in the water. I was taking photos for this thing. Anyway,
pretty cool. It was pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I went, but I was doing nothing in my bed.
Let's just go. Let's just jump right into it because I feel like
in it.
You're right.
We're in it, dude. A podcast is you just talk.
I'm just nervous.
You tell funny stories. Try to teach them something.
What do you guys want to know? What do you guys want to learn about? Learn ya.
Let me learn you something.
All right, so topic number one is what's going on right now? No, let's talk about White Boy Rick because that's...
yes, we should talk about White Boy Rick.
Yeah, that's a good thing to start with. We're both like into
Is that out yet?
Yeah, it's out. It came out like last Friday. So it's been...
dude, I saw your brother posted a picture with White Boy Rick.
Yeah.
Was he in the movie?
Yeah, so all right, so let's start with basically White Boy Rick is it's a true story about a guy who basically was like wrongly convicted of he was working for the FBI, he was a kid, he ended up selling a bunch of drugs. Yeah, he was 15 years old. Awesome film, like the trailer looks crazy. I haven't seen it yet.
Super cool.
But so my uncle was worked on it, and also both my brothers and my uncle, they all worked on it. And my brother Chris ended up getting a gig as he was like a background guy, almost like a stand-in. So a stand-in is like somebody who stands in for the actor. He was like it was almost like a double. So he was the double for Rick, the young kid, and he was like supposed to like be getting like a blowjob, basically.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Should he get the blowjob? So he is he's in the background of one of the scenes, and yeah. So I actually had the opportunity of working on it as well, and just the whole process was awesome. Like the director Yan, he was like the real deal, like super into like the characters, and like seeing McConaughey work was incredible.
Dude, I'm so jealous you got to see McConaughey.
It was incredible, dude. I felt like super, like fortunate to see that happen.
Did you feel out of place? Like, or did you feel like you were supposed to be there?
I mean, I've been a PA for a while.
Right.
Like, I mean, obviously I'm not whatever. So yeah, I've been a PA for a while, and I felt like it was like a normal kind of crew. Like I felt like I knew like what the deal was with that. But that production team is definitely like top of the line. Like they're working with A-list actors all the time, and it was interesting. But I'm excited to see the movie because it's a true story. I looked up on Rotten Tomatoes, it has 60%. But like,
dude, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I know.
The movie's not even out yet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I hate Rotten Tomatoes.
Go see White Boy Rick. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
There's your plug.
This is actually a podcast all about White Boy Rick.
I'd like to thank our sponsors.
White Boy Rick.
Yeah.
No, I want to ask about your uncle.
Yeah.
What exactly does he do, like on set?
So Thomas Smith. Shout out. He's
not Donnie?
No, he's my mom's brother. He's I think he's the second oldest. So my mom's the oldest, then it's him. So he born and raised Tappan, New York. Ended up moving to LA. I believe he got he has a degree in cinematography. I know that, and I believe.
Where'd he go?
Good question. Tune in next time.
Yeah, we should call him up.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Cool.
But yeah, he got into cinematography and then kind of went into like the first AD world. I think he told me he worked as a grip for a little while. So grips are the guys who move things around. on
So
set.
he's a big dude.
He's not small.
No,
I wouldn't.
burly. He's a manly man.
Yeah. He's a guy. He's a dude. He's
Guy
not.
being a dude.
Anyway, so he's a first AD. So basically, what the first AD does, it's like all managing, and they'll go into budgets, and they'll make sure that the director is on schedule every day.
Well, the first AD is like the guy that actually controls the set, doesn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like he's in charge of everything. He has to make sure everything's on time and
Totally.
shit.
Yep. He's like the boss.
Yeah.
He's like everybody. It's interesting because in the film world, it's like everybody has their own. Kind of, it's like almost like a clique, and the first AD is in all those little cliques, like the camera department,
Right.
props, all that kind of stuff. He's always talking to everybody, whereas like the prop master won't necessarily be as intimate with like. Well, it's not true, because
Depend on the film, you think?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Depend on the
probably.
crew.
Yeah.
I guess it would be different from a Hollywood production compared to like an indie production.
Yeah.
And then you
true.
come all the way down to our level,
Yeah,
where
it's
it's
like
college,
free
where
for all.
you're the first AD, and you're the costume designer, and you're the set designer,
Yeah,
and you might be
exactly.
the director too,
Yeah. It's exciting though.
and you also might be the actor.
Hmm.
And how old is he?
He's younger than my mom, so I think he's 58, 59.
How long has he been a first AD?
Long time.
Did he have to go from like second, and then?
I believe so. I remember him saying something that, I mean, he definitely worked as a PA, but then he was working as a second AD for a while. And then like somebody liked him so much that they helped him like get his book in. And
His book?
so like yeah, you need a certain amount of days and hours as
Oh right, yeah.
like a second, whatever. So he got in fairly quickly because he was just so good and everybody wanted him. And now he's just the boss.
I wonder what that feels like. Just being the boss of everyone on set.
Yeah, dude.
Just
I don't know.
100 people. Was it just like pure chaos usually? Or like controlled chaos?
It's like control chaos, yeah, for sure. But it's definitely intimidating, like having all those people underneath you and
Mhm.
having to be in charge of them. I remember this one time it was my first time working with him and my brother at the same time. And I was just a regular, day player, PA, and it was an art installation for Prada. So it was basically gonna be played on like the big screen at a fashion show
Yeah.
for Prada, whatever. It was like, I think it was the men's fashion show. I don't know, but it was in like London, and it was David O. Russell was the director, and we were shooting in a museum in LA, and we're on set, and it's like it was MOS, which means there's no sound, so it's kind of
So
like
you could just like be loud.
yeah, well, I mean, we were quiet for the actors. Like
Right.
everybody kept saying, like, keep it quiet for the actors. But as a PA, it wasn't as like strict of a job to like, you know what I mean? It was more just like locking up places and making sure people weren't walking in the frame and all that. But there was this one moment when Jeff, my brother, who was working as the second, he and the second is like kind of like the first AD's right hand man on set. The first and the second. Or the second AD is getting confusing.
No, there's a lot of
Yeah.
positions in the film world. We can get deeper
Anyway.
into that
Yeah,
some
we'll
other
figure
time.
it out. So basically, my brother had to step off of set, and was just like, he was like, stand by Thomas, who's my uncle. He's like, stand by Thomas and do whatever he says. I was like, okay. So I
whatever
walk
he
in, and it's like David O. Russell with John Krasinski. Is that how you say his
Oh,
last
this
name?
is Krasinski.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're talking about something, and Thomas is standing there, and he's like a very intimidating man. And I'm just standing there, and I'm like waiting for him to like look for Jeff so I can be like, I'm here. And he was like, he just like immediately turns around. He's like, Tavani, where's Tavani? JT, where are you? And I was like, I'm here. I was like, what do you need? I'll call. I'm covering whatever I said.
Yeah.
And he was like, tell Melinda to get the shirts and bring up this and that and make sure she contacts this guy. And in my head, I'm like trying to like memorize all this, saying it back in my head a million times. And he was like, make sure that happens. And I was like, okay, I got it. And I turned around and I basically lost my shit. And I was like, who is Melinda? Who are these people? So basically I was like, I need to talk to Jeff. Like I need to ask him what the deal is with this because I don't I don't know. I think I was in over my head at that point.
Yeah.
So I got
that's
in
the
the
best
walkie.
way to learn, though. You just gotta
Totally, dude.
dive in deep.
Without a doubt. So I ended up getting on the walkie saying, "Hey Jeff, Thomas is looking for so and so," and he was too far away, so the walkies weren't in range, so he couldn't hear me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, "Hey Jeff, are you there?" And it was silence. And then I was like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, can somebody relay this message? So it was like, I was talking to this guy, and this guy was talking to Jeff, because he was in between.
Where the fuck is Melinda?
Oh my god, dude, it was so stressful. But then he ended up coming back, and he's like, yeah, I got it, we're good. And I was like,
Oh my god.
I quit.
He handled it?
Yeah, it
He
was
handled
fine.
Jeez.
But it's like, those are the kind of things that you do as like a production staff member. It's
Yeah,
like,
I was listening to Josh Adams, our film professor, I guess you could call him.
yeah.
And he was talking about being a PA back when he was younger,
Mm-hmm.
and like the stuff he had to do. He was working from like 3 a.m. and just making copies like for 6 hours straight until like the shoot time,
Mm-hmm.
and then he would just do the random shit, whatever people would tell him to do, until like 11 o'clock. It's like you're working all day, and you're getting shit on just all day.
Yeah, dude. It's
And then
ridiculous.
he would go into this hotel room that he was sharing with the rest of the PAs,
Mm-hmm.
and someone else like higher than him would come in and say to him, "You're the gum beneath our shoes."
Wasn't he an intern?
Yeah, he wasn't even a PA. He was
Wasn't
an
even getting
intern.
paid, dude. That's rough.
Yeah, that is the worst.
They say that,
But it's also the best. Like when I was listening to
Oh,
that
yeah.
story, I was like so hyped. I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
wish I could do that.
totally, dude. It's like you gotta have those. You gotta start from the bottom.
Yeah,
If you're
it's
not,
the initiation.
yeah. They say that like a PA is like it's a very thankless job.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure.
Yeah, it's like you do a lot, and the whole industry is tough. Like being on set, you notice so many people like working their ass off, really like pushing like grips, and even the prop people, they're pushing carts all day. Camera
And a
guys-
regular day is 12 hours. Like that's a
Crazy.
regular day, and it usually goes into overtime.
Yeah, and something that I really liked about this first AD that I worked for it was Bowl or something, I don't know. She was like this British woman, and she would say thank you all the time on the walkie, and it was great. And like the spirits were always up. Everybody
cool.
was always like willing to work. And I think that's like the biggest thing. Like when you're on a set and you want to get something done, just say thank you and be, don't try to be King Dick and
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah,
not
you're
why
not
you're
a
there.
dictator.
Yeah, no way.
It's not the best way to go about it.
Yeah, if you're
at
trying
all.
to make a piece of art, you gotta.
Yeah, you need people on your side,
Yeah,
especially the PAs.
exactly.
Be nice to the PAs out there, people.
Yeah, shout out to the PAs.
It's definitely a job you have to do though, because once you get on set, you can start talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
You can go help out the grips, and then they say, "Oh, this kid just helped me out. Help him
Totally.
out."
Yeah, somebody told me a story that at the end of it might have been Josh. At the end of every day, this first AD that he was working for, I don't know her name, but she would, or maybe it was the director. At the end of every day, she would go and she would help the grips wrap up the wire, because like you have to lay out a
Yeah.
whole bunch of
Yeah,
wire,
yeah.
like for whatever electric.
I remember that.
Yeah, and she would help wrap up all the wire, and at the end of like the week or whatever, and then she'd take all the grips out for beers, which is so cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Like that's the beauty of like of this industry. It's like you can be so personal and up close with people.
I think it's just a cool way of living life. Like
yeah,
having a trade, like not like from where I come from, everyone has a trade and they stick to it.
Blue
and
collar?
and they just do it all day, every day. Usually work on the weekends. Don't see their kids very much. It's like I just hated how life was being lived there.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
just
like
need to leave.
it's like that's a generation thing too. I think like
Yeah,
I look at
that is true.
like my dad. Even he's been working. He wakes up at 3 a.m. every day and goes to the fish market.
3 a.m.
Dude, 3 a.m. Well,
Holy.
he gets out now a little earlier, but like it's like for him it was just like a form of survival. Like you just got to make money, you got to
Yeah.
pay the bills.
Yeah.
In our generation, it's like we have dreams. Let's do what we
Yeah,
want to
right.
do. And it's funny. Sometimes I ask my dad, I'm like, "What are you like? If you could be anything, what would you want to be?"
Yeah, I've done that to my parents, and they're just
And they don't know.
Yeah,
It's so weird.
nothing.
My dad's like, I don't know. I cut the lawn every day.
Yeah, like what?
It's
I
crazy.
it. I know my dad always wanted to be like an entrepreneur. He wanted to like invent stuff, but he won't admit it like to himself.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it because he talks about it all the time. It's like all he talks about.
Inventing.
I'm like, you need to
Do it.
tell this to yourself first and believe it. I think that's what, like, they were just hammered into them, that they just need to work, pay the bills,
Mm-hmm.
have a family, and then keep working. Like, don't strive for anything above that.
It's crazy.
And now we're told, our coddled generation
Mm-hmm.
is told you can do whatever you want. But I mean, I feel like you can if you work for it. That's the key. You have to work for it.
Yeah, I've heard
It's not
like
just going to be given to you.
Yeah, like the whole mentality of like somebody used to tell me like put the blinders on and get the hard
Yeah.
stuff over with.
Yeah.
And that's true. It's like if you work hard enough for anything, you'll achieve it. And it's true. It's like you just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Like I know I feel like, I mean, I guess this is why we're doing this podcast, but I keep bringing up stories of like when I was on set of like my first PA job, I was like struggling. Like I wasn't liking it. I was like, I feel like this isn't, like, I got the job through my brother.
Yeah.
And
Was this in New York City?
yeah, and I was like, this is like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then one day I got a text from just like one of the other PAs that I was working with. I exchanged numbers with him, and he was like, hey man, like can you come work for me? And I was like, this is somebody that I met, not through my brother. And it was like, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was
Just
like, I
a
just,
completely stranger a week ago,
yeah.
and now you're talking to each other, and you'll probably talk in 10 years and be like, yo, want to produce this movie that I'm doing?
Exactly. Just gotta keep going, keep moving forward.
It's an interesting thing, this life that we that we go through. I don't know how we got on this topic, but
Yeah, right. What were we even talking about? Clearly, we don't have a schedule for today. We literally just learned how to hit record on this machine. But no pressure, because, yeah. Who's even going to be listening to us? It's probably going to be us listening to us.
yeah, the only pressure we have is on ourselves, like
Yeah.
from ourselves.
I'm excited to see where we go. Like, this whole setup of the camera on my computer.
Yeah.
I'd like for that to go.
We should take a picture of this.
It's right here. There it is.
I guess.
So, yeah. It's exciting.
Any more PA stories?
I mean, yeah, probably a million. I don't know if I can think of them right now.
My only one is I've only PA'd for one show. And it was an interesting experience. It was a 12-hour shoot of this concert. Were we friends when I did this?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
remember you telling me
left.
this.
Me and a few of my friends left at like, I don't know, sometime early in the morning, like 7 o'clock, to get to this concert shoot place in Syracuse. It was a Mike Stud concert.
Mike Stud.
Do you know who Mike Stud
is
is?
Mike Stud. No idea who that is.
I'll show you after, but he's alright. He's like a rapper. He's like
Okay.
a wannabe Eminem.
Okay.
He's alright. I was addicted to him.
Aren't we
after
all
the...
want to be Eminem?
Yeah, right. Anyways, we left early in the morning, got to this place in this theater in Syracuse, and we didn't know anyone, but
Mhm.
my friend Eric that was just walking by.
Mm-hmm.
He his like brother's girlfriend's brother or something was on the set, and we didn't see her until like 5 hours into it. So we just kind of like walked into the set, and no one was like saying anything to us.
Weird.
So we went up to the sound guy. We're like, hey, we're here, we're PAs, and we don't know what to do.
Oh,
He
man.
was just like, I'll go talk to that guy. So it kind of started off weird, but
Okay.
it just kind of got hectic. It was cold.
Did you guys get walkies?
Yeah, we got
Okay,
walkies.
that's
But
cool.
I had to give mine away at one point,
Oh, man.
which was alright. But, I mean, our main job was to sign release forms, and it was snowing outside.
Oh, jeez.
So I, like, couldn't feel my hands, and we were doing it with these iPads.
Oh,
It was kind of a
man.
shitty experience, but it was still fun.
Wait, so the concert was outside?
No, it was inside, but the people were outside
Oh, I
in
got
the
you. They were
line.
walking in.
We had to, like, go through them all.
Damn.
And we definitely had no idea what we were doing, because after we were done signing the release forms, we were like, go back and talk to each other.
Mhm.
We're like, Yeah, I think I did all of those wrong.
Oh shit!
Like all three of us, we all did them a different way.
Oh no!
But I mean, they never said anything.
Well, that's not
about
your
it.
fault. Yeah, I mean that's a problem on your boss's job. Whoever taught you guys how to do it.
I don't know. It was cool because like it was a concert. It was a
Did you
free
get paid?
concert. Yeah, I got paid.
That's
$100, 12 hours,
That's
and we
pretty
went there's like a travel bus because they go to all the concerts. And we went on the bus, had pizza,
sweet. Oh, that's awesome.
had some whiskey with them.
Oh no way! Really? With the
Yeah, it was
concert
super
with the
cool.
dude?
Yeah.
Oh no way! That's
Yeah.
cool.
Not with the Mike Stud, with like the
Oh, just the crew.
yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
But my friend actually got to drive his girlfriend and him around
That's
a
cool.
bunch.
What's his name?
Mike Stud.
Mike Stud. Yo,
Mike
shout out Mike
Stud.
Stud for.
He has this weird like, not catchphrase, the sound that he does. It's like.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
It's really weird. I don't know why he does
Go
it.
again.
That was my only
Mike
PA
Stud.
experience in a theater, free concert, paid concert.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There will be more.
Got some whiskey.
Free whiskey's always a good time.
How long have we been going?
I think on that it says 21 minutes. Yeah, I think from in the future, like it'll be more like, okay, today we're talking about this.
Right.
Today it was more like, let's just jump in, and I think we're learning a valuable lesson.
Maybe if we got to do it.
Maybe we can't just jump right in. Also, it's been a weird week. We've had weird days off.
It's been
We
a
had-
weird freaking last 3 weeks. We haven't had a full week of school yet.
Yeah,
It's been a month.
it's annoying.
I don't get it.
Part of me is like, what if we're not even recording this right now? Like we're just taking.
We got that.
Yeah, that would be great sounds. So yeah,
I want to talk about the state of movies today
sure.
and how Hollywood is.
Or should we save that? Like,
For
should we
what?
just keep? Like, should this be like a dumb? I don't know. Can we cut this out?
Yeah, we can edit it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we can't. Can we edit the video? I don't think we can. Well, we can, but
Mm,
whatever.
yeah, it'll just look weird.
Yeah, it'll be like.
You want to keep telling stories?
What about like our? Let's
Go
talk
into
about
the
our,
topic.
our main goal of why we started this podcast.
Okay.
Like when I think you brought it up, it was your idea, right?
Mhm.
And I kind of thought of it as like this is a good opportunity to sit down and like talk,
About our ideas.
just talk
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
Like I think about
Yeah.
how much time I spend talking during a day, and like I'll call my girlfriend for like, 20 minutes at a time, or I'll talk to my dad or whatever. But sitting down and actually having conversations with people, I just never do that anymore.
No.
It's sad.
Because we're always on our phone.
Yeah, and it's like so.
I hate it.
It's so like when if you're not in the room with me, I'll probably be texting you.
Right.
But if you're in the room with me, I'm texting somebody else.
Yeah.
It's just- like I feel
Makes
like
no sense.
I used to hear older people say that, and now I'm like, I get it. I'm like, it's so weird.
Yeah. Super strange, but it's also super normal now.
Yeah, I hate
I don't
it.
like it. I don't like it at all.
So this is good that we're getting to like sit down and actually talk and have these like moments of like just having to like think about what you're going to talk about. And I think that in the place that we are like in our lives right now, we don't have a lot of opportunity to just sit down and do this.
Yeah, definitely not.
So yeah, that's what I mean. I saw it also like as an opportunity to like, talk about, our experience and all that. But
I think it's a good way to learn, too. I mean,
yeah,
as
we're
you
probably gonna
talk,
learn
you
more about ourselves than anything else.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what all those podcasts that started like 5 years ago and are still going,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the main reason they're still going, I guess. They learned.
Learn how to do it.
Yeah.
I think my biggest pet peeve about podcasts though is when people just talk about their opinion, like, oh, I think this, and I like what I
Mhm.
just said. My biggest pet peeve. If I were listening to a podcast and I heard someone say, "Oh, my biggest pet peeve is," I'd be like, I don't really care. I'm gonna turn you off. Like Chris D'Elia does that kind of like in his congratulations podcast.
Yeah.
He gives his opinion on a lot of things, but he's a comedian, so he does it in a funny way.
Right.
And he's like cracks me up. It's so funny. So yeah,
Who's that other comedian that has a podcast?
Joe Rogan.
Bill
Bill.
Burr, is that his name?
Oh, there's definitely there's a comedian Bill Burr. I don't know if I've seen his podcast though.
He's super funny.
Really?
He can make fun of anything.
Bill Burr is hilarious.
He's got a funny voice too.
Yeah.
Funny how?
Funny how? Have you ever listened to The Daily?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
Yeah.
one, Michael. I'm Michael Barbaro, and this
It's
is
so formal.
The Daily.
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Did you start listening to that because of Casey Neistat?
I did, yes. Shout out Casey
Yeah.
Neistat.
Yeah. Hopefully you are listening.
Yeah. In a million years. What was I going to say about what we just talked about? The Daily? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was, me and my girlfriend took a trip to Canada, and our taste in podcasts are very different, but also very the same. Very similar, I mean. Very the same.
Wait, in what way?
English.
What does that mean?
Like, we both really like to listen to this podcast by Jenna and Julian. So
Yeah.
it's Jenna Marbles and Julian Solomita.
Yep.
Have you ever heard them?
Yep.
Have you heard their podcast?
Mm-hmm.
So they're very like coupley and like they're cute together, and I think that's why we like them. But then we kind of break off in like she really likes boy humor, which is interesting. Like things that like boys would like punch each other about and like
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
She loves that kind of stuff, which is
Huh.
interesting.
I can see
And
that.
I hate it. I don't know what it is. I don't like dick jokes. Sorry to call you out, but she thinks they're so funny.
Fucking dick jokes.
I don't know.
If you're out there, dick jokes, Greg's coming for you.
Don't talk to me, dick jokes.
That's
And then like
interesting.
I'll listen to the Daily, and she'll be like, I don't really like this, which is understandable because it is like somewhat boring. 'Cause she like it's like politics and whatever. But
Yeah. That John McCain one though that you showed me,
oh crazy,
that was crazy.
and like
That guy's got a crazy life.
dude, well had a
Had
crazy
it,
life. Rest in peace, dude.
Yeah.
He yeah, go check that out. Watch or listen to the Daily, the one with John McCain. You hear his like
few
real
weeks ago.
voice.
Yeah.
Talking about like being captured. That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised
Intense.
that he didn't. Actually, I'm not going to talk politics because I don't know. anything
Yeah,
about
yeah, we shouldn't
politics.
get. we don't. I don't know anything about politics.
Yeah, let's not make it politics.
Where were we going?
Yeah, so we're just rambling about things. We're actually just talking about their podcast.
Want to talk about Casey Neistat?
Yeah, I like. Part of me is like, yeah, I want to talk about it, but I want to take a whole hour to talk about it.
Right.
But yeah.
What
I mean, I
about
could.
just people that have influenced you in the past like 10 years for you to get like to this point?
Right. I like want to talk about it, but also like I'm part of me is like, does anybody care? Who
I
influenced
care.
me? Oh, all right, cool.
care.
All right, thanks, Jay. Biggest influence. Who is your number one influencer? Like, who's the one that like you think about it every day?
For me, it's
Can't be family.
It's got to be Spielberg.
Wow. Hear that, Spielberg?
Yeah.
That's cool. Why?
I think his story of how he became a filmmaker is like super interesting.
Do you have a favorite Spielberg quote?
Quote?
I feel like he's
Not
not
off
very.
the top of my head.
I don't know. Is he a very quotable guy? I feel like he's not.
I think so.
Is
Yeah.
he?
He's got
Oh, okay.
he's got a few good
Does
ones.
he talk a lot? I don't know.
He does, yeah.
I would love to.
Well, I mean, he gets interviewed a lot, and he
Right.
did when he was younger.
Oh, we watched that masterclass of him. Did we?
He doesn't have a
Wait,
master class. That's
he doesn't?
Scorsese.
Oh, right. That's Scorsese.
He's
That's
a-
another
he's
thing
a
that
big
I think
influence, too.
this podcast will do for us is like it'll force me to do more research because as a cinema major, I am not as like top. I'm not like as in keen with all like names and all that. It's just
Actually,
interesting.
something that Scorsese says, this was up what you were just talking about. He said that to like be in this field and really love it, you have to know the past. Like in any art form, you have to know the past, like the old masters.
Yeah,
Like in painting, you have to know Da Vinci. You have to know
I totally agree with that.
Picasso. You know, like all those amazing people that came before us that created this art form.
Yeah,
And in filmmaking, that's, like Stanislavski with acting,
mm-hmm.
and what's his name, Eisenstein,
Yep.
and all
Who's
those
the Citizen Kane guy?
people. Wells,
Hitchcock?
Orson Welles.
Hitchcock, Orson Welles. Oh,
Hitchcock.
dude, Orson Welles.
Shout out to Hitchcock.
Yeah, Hitchcock. If you're up there, we're looking up at you.
I don't know,
I'm
is-
what?
Is movies an art form? Do you think?
Oh, for sure. What do you mean, dude?
I mean, that's just a question. I have an opinion about it. I think it is, but some people don't. Some people don't think it's an art form.
They don't think film is an art form?
Yeah.
Are they out of their minds? We're going live on Instagram. I mean, it's like any other art form. Is it not?
No, I think it's different than any art form. I think all art forms are different. Writing is super different from painting, and drawing is a little bit different than painting, but it's in the same realm.
I mean, in my head, I'm
Athletics
like,
is different.
I think that it's like anything that has to do with like creating something just out of your mind.
Right.
Like a film, you have to, you gotta like it blows my mind when I watch something and I see it and I'm kind of like, this is just, what were we watching the other day? Interstellar, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, someone thought of this.
Right.
Like this just came. You know what I mean? It's not
Super
like.
cool.
It's not like, obviously there are things that were inspired by it, but like, how do you just think of like these little scenes, like the whole thing where like the whole space station is like spinning, and he had to like spin the rocket. It was unbelievable.
It's pretty crazy.
Like that's just like, how do you not think that that's art?
Some people don't.
Like, could you
Really
make
don't.
an argument that like anything is art?
Of
Like
course, yeah. Of
the
course
stock
you can.
market.
Yeah.
What's artistic about the stock market? Nothing.
It's-
I'm just kidding.
No, there's an art. There's an art in figuring it out. You know, I'm sure Warren Buffett would call it an art.
Buffy.
His process. I'm sure he has part of his process is beautiful to him. Or else, why would he be doing it for 80 years, 90 years now?
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Life is art, Greg. Life is art.
It's the worst getting into like a artistic rut, I guess you would say. Like when you're stumped on something.
Like writer's block, but for ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you come up with ideas a lot? Like,
Never, dude. Like
Never?
I mean, if I listen to music, I'm always thinking about some kind of scene in my head, but
mhm.
like I'm never writing things down. It's bad. Like
That's why you got the book.
yeah. I gotta start. I think this. Yeah.
I just started writing things down like the past year.
What are you writing down?
Just anything that pops in my head, and it usually becomes something.
It's a good idea.
Like that alien movie that I'm doing. I was just looking. I was standing on our like little deck thing,
Yeah.
and I was just looking at the road. And I was like, what if some crazy dude that got abducted is just writing alien symbols on the road to get
That's some good
to
inspiration.
get the alien ship back.
I think the most like the things that inspire people the most is like hardship, and I think that's kind of obvious.
Like going through something.
Yeah.
Do you like this is a little random, but do you like Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah, totally.
You do. I heard I was watching an interview from him, and he was talking about like how all of his stories that he's written are actually super personal,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're not obviously like
How is Kill Bill personal?
Yeah, right?
Like what happened
right?
there, dude?
He doesn't say like how they're personal. He just says like they're straight from his life, just obviously exaggerated or
Mm-hmm.
put in a different context. I don't know. I think Tarantino's a very interesting guy.
Hmm.
That
Yeah, dude. I mean,
has
you
done
just
a
look at
lot.
an interview with him, and he's all over the place.
oh yeah,
Like me and you, sometimes we'll sit here and we'll like not know what to say,
right.
but he is constantly
Yeah,
just
just always
freaking
he loves
out,
it.
talking.
He just loves every single aspect of a movie.
Yeah, it's cool.
Super, what's the word? Super enthusiastic.
Yeah, I think all like any successful person that I think that I've ever met is like that.
Yeah,
They're very like gung ho.
all the time too. Well, at least around other people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they have their dark moments.
Yeah. Well, this is about halfway done. We're halfway through the podcast here, and I think we should answer some questions.
Okay.
So let's check out. Well, we're on Instagram Live. Hey, Instagram, you guys have any
What do we
questions?
got? What do we got
Am I
on
peeking here? We got Dave. We got Matt. We got Joe. We got Sean. Well, there's 2 people now. Let's go to the questions that people were asking yesterday. So, from Regina Tully. Why does Jay look so nervous? Why does Jay look so nervous?
Part of my charm.
It's very true. Jay is very charming.
I don't think he's nervous. I think he's just
No,
soft.
I get nervous over everything.
Really?
You have to turn it into excitement. Being nervous and being excited are the same exact, like, chemicals going off in your mind, sending the
Really?
feeling through your body. Yeah.
I remember my football coach would always say, like, if you're nervous, then that means you care. Like, if you're nervous before the game, that means you care. It's like, that's
I
kind
mean,
of
I
true. Like, if I
guess,
didn't care about the game, I wouldn't be nervous. I wouldn't care.
But you could be nervous about a lot going into a football game,
True, like getting hurt.
or like just being out in front of fans,
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
or seeing, like having that girl in the crowd that you have a crush on.
That's a whole nother podcast. We should talk
Yeah,
about like
yeah, it is.
sports and stuff. Chris Tavani, shout out to my bro. Who can finish a slice of pizza first? Maybe you know what we should do? We should start the next podcast eating a slice of pizza, and
Let's
we'll have
do
that competition.
No,
live.
we have to do that every podcast now.
I'm down. I just housed a sub so I can do that.
Every Wednesday,
Oh my
just
god.
eating the pizza.
So Chris Tavani has another question. He has like 4 questions. It's ridiculous. Chris says, "What's the best and worst thing about living near a lake?" Boom, roasted. I don't know what that
Well, I live in a village called Lake Placid.
means. Ooh, a village.
So I've always lived by a lake, I guess.
Mhm.
But here, the worst part is definitely the wind.
Fuck the wind. You hear that wind?
Yeah, we're coming
Fuck
after
you, wind. Excuse my language. To all of our younger listeners.
Younger listeners, yeah.
Yeah, I think that the best. It's just so boring. I hate this. Best part about living by a lake, kayaking. Worst part, it's cold. All right, next question.
All right, next question.
What's the next new slang word? The next new slang word is
Shakalaka bing bang. Motherfucker.
whoa. Yeah, Chris, I don't know, dude. That's something that
That's slang.
I'm not. I don't feel
White
like I'm.
boy Rick.
Yeah.
That's the next slang word.
Hashtag. White boy Rick.
You just white boy Rick that bitch.
Andrew Tully has a question of which side of the family does the incredible jawline come from? And I'm gonna think. I think my dad, my mom. I don't know. It's a weird question, but Allie Cooper, my girlfriend, says thoughts on whales.
They're big.
Whales are big.
I saw a bunch of dead whales in the movie Meg.
Oh, dude,
Spoilers.
the
there's-
movie Meg.
There's 2 sharks. Spoilers.
Did they name that movie after Meg from Family Guy? Because everyone
Yeah,
hates
I
it.
think so. I think that's what it. That's what it is.
Don't talk to me about Meg.
Oh, I went to Meg at what 10:55? What was it? Or
Yeah, dude, you were like yesterday or 2 days ago. You're like, yo, you want to go see Meg? I was like, I'd rather
At, like,
put my
9:30.
feet in a blender.
Tuesday. And there was one guy there. He was wearing a MAGA hat.
A what?
MAGA hat.
What's a manga hat?
Make America Great Again hat.
Gross. Moving on. What are Alex Izzo, my brother's girlfriend, says, "Are you related to Jeff Tavani?" Funny, Alex.
I'm
yes,
not,
I am
no.
related to Jeff Tavani.
Alex.
Oh yeah, Jay's not. Jay's also here. Alex also says, "What's your podcast about?" Well, we're trying to figure that out. We don't know if it's about movies or figuring ourselves out, or
I think it's
Just
about
conversation?
movies, and movies can be about anything.
yeah. You know what? I think this podcast should be titled "Figuring It Out."
It's a little it's a little like
Cliche.
cheesy.
All right, fine.
I like it. It's a
No,
little
yeah,
cheesy.
you're right. It's cheesy. I like cheese though. Alex also says, "How do you feel about garlic?" Considering I have a full jar of garlic in my refrigerator, I enjoy it. What are your thoughts?
Well, I ate all your garlic. Sorry.
Really, dude?
No.
My garlic? No, not my garlic.
I'm not a huge fan of garlic.
I enjoy it. It reminds me of. It's like I think it's a very Italian thing to cook with, right?
Yeah.
Gotta be. Last but not least, Alex Izzo says, "What's your favorite color?" Keeping it simple with Alex Izzo.
What does that mean?
What's your favorite color? Yeah, what does that question even mean?
I don't know.
What's
What's your favorite? I don't know.
my
your
favorite color is probably
Wait. Let me guess it. It's green.
yeah. How'd you know?
I don't know. You just look like a green guy.
Oh shit, dude! Watch out.
What's my favorite color? Friendship test. Wrong.
Rock.
Wow. How'd you know that?
Sometimes like I feel like a pressure to be funny. You know, I just feel like stop pressuring me, everybody. I'm not that funny.
The only pressure is from yourself. Gray.
This is true. What time is it? It's like
My favorite color is blue, by the way.
nobody cares. Just kidding. Kidding, Jay. It's 9:35 and I'm sucking down espresso right now.
Hell yeah.
I think this is
I've
why
never
my body's
drank
weird.
coffee before.
Let's talk about that.
No. We're off topic.
What are topics?
What's the hot topic? Can we talk about Meg?
All right, sure. Who directed Meg?
Doesn't
matter, it
Let me look
sucks.
it up. No, hey,
I have a thing with shark movies. If
do you
it's
like
a shark,
Jaws?
hold on. If it's a shark movie and it's not Jaws, I won't watch it. Jaws
Really?
is the best and the only shark movie there is, or Poseidon, but
What
there's
if
no
Batman
sharks in
is
that.
in it?
Batman shark movie?
Yeah.
All right, sign me up.
Wow, you switched your
I'm
opinion
easy.
there quick.
We're
I
gonna.
don't know, I feel like I can't hate movies, any movie out there, because behind the movie there's people that went out and actually made the movie, and I know what goes into making a movie, and I can't rag on it.
Okay.
Yeah, they might have half-assed it, but
I agree. That's a good point.
you went out and made something.
But what if there's like
I
a
can
movie
respect
out
that.
there that's like that like the whole crew knows like they're just getting paid a lot. It's a big budget. Actually, I don't know because I don't have any
I mean,
examples of that. So.
Look at The Room. Everyone on that set was like, "What the heck is going on?" And it's like one of the biggest movies
cheap,
in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's true.
And it has a award-winning film now based off
Yeah.
of it.
Good for them.
Don't hate, love.
Appreciate.
All right, The Meg. Who directed it? I don't know. I think it was
My mom.
no one really that famous.
No kidding. What's up, guys? Welcome back to our ASMR channel. We're gonna be talking about
The Meg director.
cheese doodles.
It was John Turteltaub.
John Turtle.
Turteltaub? John Turteltaub. How do you say that? Turteltaub?
John Turturro, dude. No, I'm kidding. John, I have no idea.
All right, John Turteltaub.
Turtle Tub.
The Meg was... Wait. No, this is not it. This isn't right. These people weren't in the movie.
So for, yeah, I don't know. Comment on our stuff.
How do they do that?
YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm gonna try to put this. Yeah, I'll
I
put it
want
on
to talk about The Meg. Greg.
I'm waiting on you to figure out who directed it. You.
It is John Turteltaub.
John.
Turteltaub. So Jason Statham was in this shark movie, and The Meg, short for Megalodon,
Yes.
comes out from the Great Deep.
How was the CGI? Was it terrible?
It was expensive. So
Or did they
it was
get a
good.
real megalodon shark?
No,
Did they dig one up?
No. they weren't that cool.
I feel like they should have done that.
But basic premise: they go down in this sub, and they had this theory that I forget what trench it was, but it wasn't the Mariana Trench. There was like a layer of gas
Okay.
that looked like the seafloor.
Spoilers. Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry, spoilers. And they like went through it, and then the Meg, like, that's where he lived,
Huh.
because he couldn't get above the gas because it was like super cold right above it.
Interesting. And,
And
that's how they
then-
like went about saying that that's why it's like extinct.
Yeah.
That's why it hasn't been around.
Yeah. And then the Meg like attacks the sub, and Jason Statham gets involved and has to like save him, and then they go up through the thing, and it like opens a path for the Meg to go out, and then a bunch of stuff goes wrong. People die. It's just not a good movie, but I think there's a lot of bad movies coming out these days. Just to get
Are
money.
we doing this right now?
Yeah,
Going into
we're doing it.
Hollywood?
We're going into it.
I don't have an opinion right now.
Why not?
I don't know. I just keep looking at the little levels of our voices going up and down.
Wait, why don't you have an opinion?
On Hollywood,
Yeah.
I'm
I mean-
unprepared.
Look at let's go back to last year when we went to watch 3 Billboards.
Okay.
It was a great movie. And then that one blonde character showed up, remember? It was the girlfriend of the ex-husband.
Oh yeah.
It was that character where, for some reason, every Hollywood movie now has to have it. You're all good.
I thought I locked that door.
Me too.
Okay, keep going.
Anyways, yeah, there was this character in the Three Billboards movie, and she was a blonde, playing on stereotypes there that she was a dumb.
Oh,
She was
okay,
a
yeah.
dumb
The whole,
blonde.
like,
She was like all ditzy and like said stupid stuff.
yeah, I hate that as
It
well.
was like, I'm a dumb character. Audience like me or hate me.
It's kind of annoying, yeah. It's like it's like a sellout point, where it's like, I'm sure that directors and writers want to make
Yeah.
a film without that kind of stuff, but it's just like statistically it does better with those things in it.
I just hate it.
Yeah, sure
I
do.
don't like it at all.
Me either.
Dumb characters.
Let's make movies without dumb characters.
Yeah. And I'm sure the filmmakers, like the directors, don't want to put them in, but
Yeah.
they're forced to.
Yeah, totally.
Because these
What were we watching? It was I think it was the interview about Kill Bill. Was it Kill Bill? What the heck was it?
with
And he was like, he was
director's
gonna-
chair?
Yeah, he was gonna go with one production company, but then decided not to.
Oh yeah, it was.
What the heck was that?
I
Basically,
think
he
it was
like
Django.
was it Django?
I think so.
Right, and he was gonna go with this one oh, it wasn't a production company. It was a it was some I don't know. He was
Something
gonna go
about
with some
producing,
company,
right?
yeah. And then they were gonna like change it. And they were like, yeah, we'll take it, but we're gonna change all these things. And he was like, no. And it was like one of his first movies, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't Django.
I don't know, but that's like goes to show that I don't know what I'm talking about.
You just gotta go with your gut. You gotta follow the art. You can't
Yeah.
follow the money
Right.
unless you're a money grubbing piece of shit.
Yeah, don't do anything for money. That's what I think. If you're doing it for money, it's gonna run you into the ground.
Yeah, and you're just not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Are we a lifestyle podcast now?
Oh my god, no. Let's think of a topic that we can go on. Like this is like a learning curve right now, being in
Mhm.
this podcast and not knowing what to say. That's how I feel right now. We should on the board. We should write down like tomorrow, next week we're gonna talk about this, and
Yeah.
then like
We
think about
have to do
ideas.
research,
Yeah,
so we actually have something to say.
yeah. So all of our 3 listeners, sorry for being boring.
Like I did this. Did you ever take a public speaking class?
I did.
So I
Oh,
had
that's
to
interesting.
I had
Okay.
to make a speech, like a 5 or 7 or 8 minute speech about informing. I think
Okay.
was the premise, and I picked tsunamis.
Nice.
I didn't really know much about tsunamis, and she was like, pick something that will be, I don't know, interesting. for
Something
the
that you'll
class.
learn about
Yeah.
as you teach people.
So
That's
I
cool.
went, for some reason I went like super hard. This was freshman year, first semester.
Nice.
The professor was just god
This is at your
awful.
community college?
No, I was here.
Why did I think you transferred in?
Uh-uh.
Oh, Alejandro transferred
Yeah,
in.
Alejandro transferred.
Okay, right.
But yeah, I picked tsunamis. For some reason, I like went super deep on tsunamis. Like I would read like, I was on the 5th page of Google. Like
Whoa,
that's how deep
what?
I was going.
Dude,
And it was the easiest, like most fun speech I've ever given in my life.
it's cool. That's good. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you were prepared.
Yeah, and I was like, I knew my shit.
For the record, though, if you go past page 2 on Google, you're a crazy person.
I am a crazy person, so
That's great, though. Yeah, I mean, like, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
that's right.
Sick. Thanks, middle school, for teaching me that one.
Except I forgot everything about tsunamis.
Yeah. I have an interesting story. Well, not interesting. I don't know if anybody cares, but I'll say it.
I care.
So I was.
I care.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. This would be the title of this one would be Jay Cares. So basically, I was kind of like the same thing. Like I had to do a podcast about a podcast. What am I saying? I had to do a speech about something informing, and I chose football because I was freshman year and I was like straight out of playing football.
Mhm.
And I went and I did a speech on helmets and concussions and all that. And I was like fairly prepared, and I was pretty confident, and I like basically knew everybody in the class, and everybody was really friendly, and it was cool, and I actually met Rick in that class. It was interesting. And the professor was really cool, and it was my turn to go up. Or no, excuse me, let's backtrack. Right before the class started, I got into a huge argument with my ex-girlfriend. And she was like going off. We were yelling at each other, and I was like on the verge of tears. I don't know what.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't know what we were talking about.
That's
but-
real.
And it was my first like college speech, so I was like super nervous, and then that happened, and that was like just shutting the door on like my confidence.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I can't get up. Like, and I remember going into that class, like purposely trying to like say hi to everybody and like start a conversation, because it's better to like have a
Yeah.
conversation than go up there as opposed to
Yeah.
being quiet. And I got up there, dude, and I froze. And
Really?
I've never actually experienced anything like that. Like I
Oh,
was
man.
very close to just being like, I can't do this, and I'm just gonna sit back down.
But you fought through it.
I did. Yeah, I got up there and I started reading the beginning of my speech, and then I just like looked up, and immediately like it like almost started sweating. My whole body was just like,
Just had that uncomfortable feeling.
yeah. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I completely lost my train of thought, so I just kept reading, and it was like kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Was he all right? What's going on?"
I just had a traumatic experience with my girlfriend.
Dude, it was terrible.
One kid froze up in my class.
No way.
Walked off.
What?
Walked
In the
off.
middle of a speech?
Like right at the beginning, yeah. He went up to the front, went behind the desk, which no one did. He like stand in the middle where everyone can see you. And he had his like index cards and he was fumbling around
Oh,
and you know,
no.
like had the shaky hands and everything. And he started reading, and then he stopped. He looked up. He's like, I can't do this. I'm sorry. He just walked back to his seat.
What?
Everyone was just silent.
Oh no.
And the professor was like, all right, next.
Oh no.
Didn't even like acknowledge it. I was like, ouch, dude, that hurts.
That's rough.
And it was
man.
like
I
near the
can't-
end of the semester too.
That sucks.
So he was either really
he did-
nervous or just didn't do his work.
Was that his first like speech of the
No, it
year?
was like his fourth.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably wasn't prepared. Moral of the story: make sure you know what you're talking about before you start recording.
That's right. I don't
Public
know.
speaking has always been like an issue for me. I've never enjoyed it.
That's part of why I wanted to do this too.
Yeah,
It's kind of public speaking.
totally. Yeah, like you hear yourself talk
Yeah.
for a while, and then like you get used to it. Like going from not talking to talking is like you gotta remember how to do it. Like riding a bike. I'm learning how to speak tonight.
Yeah, me too.
I was gonna tell a story. Oh, I was gonna say how like, I can sit down in a desk. I don't know if people relate to this, but like I can sit down at a desk and talk to anybody in the room, totally fine. But the second I get up and stand in front of people, I like freak
Yeah,
out.
it's weird. It's really weird. I think it's. I heard something the other day. It was like the feeling people get when they stand up and for like a speech
Mhm.
is the same as like being in war, like a
Whoa.
war zone.
What?
Yeah. So like the people that are good at it, they're fucking psychopaths. Like
Weird.
politicians, they're just all crazy.
That's so weird. I wonder where the correlation is. Like, what's the
I don't know. It's just that
something in
fear
your
of
brain?
fucking up, fear of dying.
That's scary.
I don't know, there's a lot of weird connections in the body like that with like situations.
I'm taking a psychology class right now, and we're learning about pheromones
Yeah.
and how your like you know what a pheromone is. It's like your natural scent
Yeah.
like that gives off, and it's interesting. My professor was bringing up how we cover that up with deodorant and other things, and like there are hormones I think in like the colognes and all that, right? There's
Mhm.
like things that attract us to it.
Makes sense.
But your pheromones are it's like the strongest attraction. Like that's what you are attracted to with a person is like their pheromones, like psychologically. We covered that up. It's very interesting. And then she told us a story about how some professor on campus did a study where they had the whole class come into class without, and nobody was wearing deodorant, and then they had like these like swabs or something, and they fucking wiped their underarm, and then they would pass it, and you would smell it. And
Yeah.
like and like you had to like rate like what your favorite one was. Like I want to throw up.
Ew, dude.
That's
what?
disgusting. What if you're next to some like brolic dude
Yeah.
that's like,
Dude, I got some long armpit hair that just smells.
oh man.
Like I'm in a directing class and the acting class is in the same room, but it's like it's a black box.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a room, big square room. It's
Mhm.
black, and it's pretty hot in there right now. And sometimes we don't turn the fan on because it's really loud, so we can hear each other. And after like 20 minutes, it just reeks.
Oh
Reeks
man.
of sweat. Because
That's
you have to take your
horrible.
shoes off, so it's like you get all the
That's rough.
smelly
Dude.
feet going.
I don't
Everyone's
understand
close to
people that
each
just
other.
smell bad. Like just do it. Just put some deodorant on. Just
Like,
do it.
I've had my days that where I've
Oh,
smelled
yeah.
bad because like I'm.
Human. You're human, dude.
But like people that smell bad all the time,
I don't get it.
how can you do that?
Comment down below. Why do you smell bad? If you smell bad, why?
Comment down below.
So we got about 5 minutes left, right? Are we going for an hour, or what do you think? We're just gonna go until
Sure,
we're done.
yeah.
Keep it at an hour for the first one.
What's a good way to end it? How to come up with ideas.
How to come up with ideas.
I wrote that down.
I like it. I don't know what to say.
Did we
about
already
it.
talk about that though?
Had a couple of ideas. I don't know. I like have nothing prepared, which is sad, and I feel dumb
It's alright.
because I've been looking forward to this podcast and I just been putting it off.
Let's talk about that.
Putting it off.
Why do we put off things that we are excited about?
Personally, like I think it's technology, dude. Like I can sit in
Big
my
time.
bed and watch that. I can watch YouTube videos for hours.
Dude,
Live.
and I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I always look in your
All the time.
Oh, today, I don't know what the heck you were watching today. I forget what I saw.
Dude, those NASCAR videos.
Oh, that's what it
I
is,
can't
yeah.
stop.
You're
I just
insane,
can't
dude.
stop.
You ever seen Live PD?
Uh-uh.
If you ever seen Cops?
Yeah.
Check out Live PD.
Okay.
I've watched all of them, and there's about 1 million. It's just so easy to just. It's like
Yeah.
it's just easy. You just
It
sit
is.
there
It
and
is super easy.
it's scary because
There's another generation difference because like my parents, they'll just go do stuff. Like my dad can't sit still in my house.
True. Yeah, my dad's the same way. He's got to be cutting the lawn or something.
Yeah, he's
or-
got to be doing something. And I'm just super content to just sit on my phone and watch a
Oh,
NASCAR
I hate
video.
it, dude. Just thinking about it, when I do something with my life, when I'm like actually productive,
Yeah,
it feels so much better.
yeah.
It's just like,
And you're so aware that you're just sitting there and doing nothing. You're just wasting time.
it's the worst.
But
And
it
it's
still feels good.
so David Dobrik, obviously, you know
Yeah.
who David Dobrik is. He's like a vlogger on YouTube, and he's probably done, I think he's up to like 500 vlogs, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And I got into him like last year, and like he starts him the same way every time. It'll be like a little snippet of like a little clip or something like that, or a skit. And then it'll go into like the intro music, and it's like this like loud like da na 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 na, like it's very
It's the
like,
Rugrats music.
Is it?
Yeah,
No way.
that's what it is. Yeah, it's the Rugrat music.
What? I did not know that. Anyway, so the Rugrats music plays, and every time I watch the vlog, I'll like watch like 10 of them at a time.
Really?
Dude, it's terrible. And like
Damn.
every time that theme music starts, I like look off screen and I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
Why am I doing this?
And then you say to yourself, like, okay, just
Last
last
one.
one. And then fucking 20 minutes
20
later,
minutes,
you're
dude.
5 more videos deep.
Oh man. And it blows my mind like the not competition, but like how many other people have sat down here and produced content exactly the way we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so like it blows my mind. Like how where is everything? Where is it all going? And where's
Right? It's so weird.
like is there just some big warehouse and like Google Cloud? Where is all that? I'd love to like that's something that
Just
be cool to
imagine
research
like
about.
100,000 years from now when everything is gone. Or a million years from now when everything is gone.
No, dude. Yo, I hear some old people say sometimes where they're like, "Oh well, I'll be dead by the time shit hits the fan." Like, dude, what are you talking about? I won't be, so
Yeah.
don't say that.
Yeah, right?
And when is shit gonna hit the fan? Like, yeah, sure, things are going on, but I have faith in humanity. I think we're gonna be all right,
I mean,
right?
shit hits the fan like every 50 years.
Yeah.
I think we're in the middle of it right now.
I think it's like the whole nuclear warfare thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a whole other.
That's
topic.
a whole other
This is like
conversation.
we're just getting everything strong. Like we're like this should have happened before the podcast.
Right,
this
yeah.
conversation. Whatever. Well, here we are. Hopefully next time we'll have a better stream of this and some intro music
Yes.
and a more specific topics.
Topics. Is that it?
I think
We're getting
so.
out of here?
Yeah. I mean, it's been an hour, 59 minutes. We got one more minute. Anything else to plug?
Go buy my merch. Buy that merch.
Buy our merch.
Buy that.
Yeah. So outro music too. So let's
Fucking Greg's getting fancy over
let's
here.
think about that.
Is that in the budget?
There is no budget. I have all the money in the world. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. This is day one.
Yeah, this is an experiment, so we'll be back next week.
Day one is concluded. Wow, we actually did it. 59 minutes. Sweet. Good job, buddy. Bang. Back to school. Goodbye, guys.